because this is going to allow me to do my little swivel thing. I got to turn this around. Hey, y'all. I'm live, Carl. I don't know what we're doing. We're live over here.
We're live over there?
Yes, we are live. We are live.
Well,
we are live.
Going live over here.
Okay. Hey, everybody. We're just getting things set up for the radio program. So I'm moving around just a little bit. And in a minute, I'm going to put this on. I'm putting this on my tripod, so ignore my hands and me moving around and all that stuff. I'm trying to get fancy. Here we go. Y'all see Natalie in there in the background? Y'all see Dr. Seabrook over there? There she is. All right. First two guests have arrived. We are at WGVE FM, Gary, Indiana. There we go. Is it doing it? Yeah, there we go. Gary, Indiana. I'm so excited. It's the whitt takeover. So I see some of you all are watching it here, but you can also go to the Back in the Day Lock Party. And Carl has hyped this show up so much. There's Carl, y'all.
What up, everybody? How are you doing?
And so he has really hyped this up. So I'm going to do my best to do a great show. I'm going to ask for help from everybody here to move the camera around, because certainly I know you all just don't want to hear me sitting here talking for 2 hours. So we have a ton of guests coming in. And if you're driving and you can't watch, then go to 88.7 FM. And Carl, what time are we getting started? Are we getting stared in a second?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be getting started in a few seconds. So in the meantime, I'll do some quick introductions for those of you who have already tuned in. I'd like to introduce you to Mrs. Natalie Graves of Natalie Graves Athletic Counseling out of Chicago. And Natalie will be talking today about the wonderful services that she provides. She's a professional. She's a social worker, clinical psychologist. No.
Licensed clinical social worker, certified drug and alcohol counselor.
Yes, and I hear Dr. Seabrook over here clapping because we know how important those services are.
Yes.
You know, like as we're talking about just the Bears game. So we're all excited about the Bears game.
Yes.
But nobody's sitting here thinking like what headspace they're in, what mental performance headspace they're in, and that's why they need to go see Natalie because she'll get you right on that real quick. So we'll be talking about that on the show. And
forward to it.
Yes, and a special shout out to Kevin McDonald. If Kevin's watching, Kevin in Chicago, Illinois, I've been knowing him since I was a kid, going to my auntie's church, Second Mount Vernon, and he connected Natalie and
Yes,
I.
we went to high school together. Love you, Kevin.
So if he watches this now or later, we would just want to say thank you because I followed through when you messaged me, and now look, we're in Gary together. Yay! And over here is my seasoned client, Dr. Janet Seabrook is in the building. And you know she's here to get us right about our health, right? You know, tomorrow and the next 30 days we're going to be eating like wrong. I'm going to try not to, Dr. Seabrook, really. And so tell us a little bit about what you'll be talking about today.
So today, just really trying to keep your wits about yourself during the holiday season. Trying to figure out the balance. What's the balance to healthy eating during the holidays? Still enjoying yourself and not withholding so much of the treats from yourself till you feel like you're depriving yourself. So let's have a little fun. Let's enjoy the holidays, and there is a way to enjoy the holidays and be healthy at the same time.
Well, I definitely want to hear about this because I have a lot of cooking ahead of me. So I'm really praying that this radio show happens like real lickety-split and real fast because, Carl, I have a lot to do.
Well, I've already chopped. I chopped my celery. I chopped the onions for the dressing. My daughter did the sweet potatoes for me this morning. She peeled them, and then she sliced them up for me. So that was out of the way. I dropped the rutabagas over my parents' house this morning. I mean, I was like divide and conquer this morning because typically I'll take off Tuesday and Wednesday.
Like me, and I still don't have anything
done. And I didn't do that this year. Everybody's at work. yesterday were like, Doc, why are you still
Why
here? Why
are
are
you
you
still
still
here?
here? But I just had this, okay, I'm going to do it right this year. I'm going to do some balance. I'm going to come to the office, get some work done, get some paperwork done, and then I am going to go home. And I didn't stay up late last night either.
I'm so proud. And I saw you worked out too.
Right, here we go.
I put the smoked turkey necks in the crock pot
Yes.
last night.
Yes.
Just dumped them all in there.
I think we're all going to Dr. Seabrook's house. What are you up to? Okay, so Carl says that we're getting ready to get started, so I think he's doing his intro. Let's take a look.
88.7 FM. Welcome to the Back of the Day Block Party. It's the whitt takeover edition of the Back of the Day Block Party, and it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Chelsea Stalling Whittington is in the building, and let me tell you something. She's ready. She is ready. What's up to everybody on Facebook watching live, as well as everybody listening on 88.7 FM WGVE. Very quickly, want to share this with you. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, which in the country, it's the day that we celebrate and give thanks for our heritage, for our blessings, for all that we have. But let me tell you something. Every day should be a day of Thanksgiving, because every day that you wake up, every day that you can open your eyes, every day that you can take a breath is something to be thankful for. Let me tell you what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for each and every one of you who've made the decision, because you had a decision to log on to this show on Facebook. You had a decision to tune in to 88.7 FM. You could be doing so many other things. Some of you are even watching while you're cooking, listening while you're cooking. I thank you so very much, because you made the decision to allow me to come and spend 2 hours with you. So therefore, I am grateful, and I take it not for granted. Every week, you don't have to, but you choose to. So I am thankful to you. And I want to say to you, in everything, because the Bible strictly says, in everything give thanks. You mean when I'm going through something? Yes, give thanks. When I'm hurting? Yes, give thanks. When I'm destitute and my finances are low? Yes, give thanks. Why am I giving thanks in those times? Because it could be worse. There is somebody somewhere sleeping under a bridge. There is somebody somewhere in the funeral home mourning. There is somebody laying in a hospital bed that wishes they could trade places with you right now. So it is very, very, very incumbent upon you to give thanks. No matter where you are, no matter what your situation, no matter what your circumstance, give thanks. And let me tell you something. When you give thanks, you show two things. You show God that you are grateful for whatever you have, no matter how great or small. You show him that you're grateful. And that unctions him. That motivates him to give you more. Then the other thing you do is you show the devil, no matter what you try to pull, I'm going to give thanks. I'm ignoring your tactics. And I am focused and giving thanks to God for whatever state that I am in. So listen, this is what I want for you today. I want you to simply give thanks and be thankful for everything that you have. It's the Back in the Day Block Party.
Well, dang, y'all, I didn't know we were preaching up in here. Let me put my headphones on. I'm ready to go online and preach, too. I just want to put the headphones on to make it like I'm legit.
Oh, you know what you're doing.
I got the microphone, y'all. We got 8 people watching. I'm going to go back and see. Somebody said, go boo. Wait a minute. Who is that? Oh, shout out to my girl, Santasha. This is of Hollywood James Jewelry. And I was waiting for the perfect opportunity to wear this necklace. Let me kind of tilt this a little bit. There we go. And I have it on today, Tasha. Boo. Maybe that was Tasha saying go boo. I need to go back and look at who's saying go boo.
Hey, Alette.
My sister's
My
watching.
classmate.
Hey, Neil.
One of my favoriteest
Hey,
people
sis.
in the world.
She said, looking fabulous, doing my thing. Of course, because I was taught by the best sister. Who else do we have on here? Ed Zink Henry. Hello. Vincent Lynch. Hello. I'm not bringing anybody on camera. I can't bring Carl on camera because he's right here in my face.
Yeah, I know.
So let's see. Cleon Farrell Hawkins out of Chicago. He is a famous magician. He has was also part of the, what is it, Universal Circus. So he actually performed at one of our Urban League events. So, hey, Cleon, the magical Cleon. Okay, let me see who else is watching.
The evangelist of culinary arts.
Oh my goodness, my girl is in the building. Joss has arrived. Pull up a chair. Y'all see Joss? She getting ready, y'all. It's a C Whitt takeover today. I'm getting ready to get on the microphone. Hey, Paula Thornton Greer. That's my former vice president over at the Urban League. So, hey, former boss lady. All right. Let me see. Well, we got Sean watching in Texas. We got Vernon Williams watching in Nap. Vernon Williams, you know, he's a radio god. So if he's watching, I got to sit up straight and get my voice right. Okay, Mr. Williams. Who else? Hey, Ludine and Karen Cotton. I'm just scrolling. Yvette, why aren't you here? Hey, Yvette, come on in. She's cooking.
Yes,
okay.
Lord. Let her cook. Come
Toyka,
on, cook,
my
baby.
neighbor. If Toyka's cooking, I could just go on the next block and have something to eat, but I'm not gonna do that. Oh, Santasha is watching. Santasha, see, I am with HollywoodJames.net, y'all. Go purchase, support small businesses, because she got me looking fabulous on Facebook Live. Thank you, Tosh, my bestie. Oh, that was Tasha that said go boo. Okay. Tasha could say go boo. I didn't want it to be some, you know, my husband read the comments later like, who's calling you boo? So, yes. Birdie. Hey, Birdie Bird. Kim Walker Britton, my buddy, is watching. Let me just stop and talk to you for a second. I know this is a difficult time for you during the holidays. She recently lost her spouse. And I just want to let you know that I keep you in my prayers every night. And I love you. I have not laid eyes on you lately, but just know that you are in my thoughts and prayers. And I admire you on how you still have that get up and go. You get out and work out and go visit family. So that just lets me know that God is a keeper. So you keep on, Kim. We with you. Let's see. My other bestie's watching. Alicia. Hey, Alicia. Y'all, I'm not as good at this as you are, Carl, because you just get to scrolling and he acknowledges people immediately. Me, on the other hand, I'm just kind of like, who's next? Hey, bestie, Allison Kemp. Allison and I used to work at U.S. Cellular together. Hey, we got all kinds of folks tuning in. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I said you
I'm Michelle Trinity Missionary Baptist Church in the house. Hey, Kimberly, Latina. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to be able to keep up. This is intern time. This is when I need interns. But that's coming. That's another show.
Absolutely.
But for those of you who are just tuning in, over here to my left, the one and only Dr. Janet Seabrook is in the building, Community Health Net.
Absolutely.
I need my boo back here behind me over here. This is the Jocelyn Washington Kelly. We're going to do our hyphenated names today. Owner. I got a commercial, man. This is too much. If you listen to this, you can hear my commercial. Oh, my goodness. All right. And they're playing my favorite song. This is one of my special requests. Fantasy, Earth, Wind, and Fire. We have Natalie Graves in the building. Natalie Graves of Natalie Graves Athletic Counseling out of Chicago. You're going to hear more from her when she gets on the mic.
Yep, in just a few minutes.
It's the C Whitt Takeover, y'all. Joss is getting ready for Small Business Saturday. And that's what we'll be talking about with her today, because small businesses, you know, are near and dear to my heart, right? If it's not small, I'm not dealing with it. I need to get in and get, you know, I don't do the big box stores as much. I'm about supporting locally. I thought about it yesterday. I did all my grocery shopping in Gary. I stopped for lunch with Jocelyn and got my gas and get everything. And so I'm just really, really excited to be able to do this today for the show. And one of our clients who will not be able to join us today is Angela Grayson. Angela is, per her Facebook post, she is driving Mr. and Mrs. Daisy to Michigan. I'm thinking that some family members that she has to be like the driver. So, but we are going to definitely talk about her book, The Whatnots of Entrepreneurship. Yes,
awesome.
yes. She has also joined the C Whitt roster. And we're doing a lot today. So I'm excited. All right. They're coming in. Come on, Katrina.
Awesome.
You all need your final insurance benefits. Katrina, I've got you covered. Right on Instagram, it says it. You see her coming in? Why am I nervous? I'm getting nervous. They all starting to surround me. I'm like, But it's all this black girl magic in the studio. Hey, Trina Vina. Yes. So, Carl, I'm going to need you to coach me, though, as far as where we're going next and when I get ready to go on air. So, for those of you, you're watching us in the studio, you can also go to the Back in the Day Block Party page. Please go and like the pages. And while we're waiting to go on air, let's just do a list of places that you need to like. Go on over to Natalie Graves. Did I take a picture of myself? Yep. Natalie Graves Athletic Counseling on Facebook.
Right.
Like that page. You already like Jay's Breakfast Club. Let's just be real here. I check in and talk about them every day. If you don't like Jay's Breakfast Club, come from underneath the rock and like Jay's Breakfast Club.
It's the spot.
And Community Health Net Health Centers. Dr. Seabrook about to open her 6th healthcare center. She started and a trailer 20 years ago, y'all. A trailer. God was just blessing and blessing and blessing you. And now she is helping individuals, or all of her team and staff are helping individuals who can't necessarily afford health care.
I tell you, it has been such an adventure. It has been quite an adventure.
Yes.
To be able to watch the growth, watch the expansion, and just really, know that we're helping people
Every day.
that are able then to be able to go to school, to go to work, to take care of the things that are bothering them, like depression and anxiety, be able to, just be productive citizens. And that's all that I'm hoping and praying for, that we can continue to do that.
And that we eat right.
Always. Always.
She's like that conscience on our shoulder. That's why we developed a special menu section on Jocelyn's menu for healthy options, so that if she's staring right at you on the menu, so it's like, go to the top and get your healthy egg white omelet. So we were just talking a little bit about the Bears game coming up, and look like I'm choking myself. I'll wait till we go back on air, but so there's this player, and you know his name, that everybody's talking about, everybody's wondering whether or not he's going to play, and they're like nervous because he got a legal hit like after the play, and we're worried about whether he's going to play. What do you worry about in your profession?
And particularly with injuries, we really have to focus in a loss of identity. So when we're talking about a physical injury, we never think about how it affects someone mentally or emotionally. So that usually is my focus when I'm thinking about athletes and they've occurred some type of injury to the body. How does it affect the mind? Yeah,
and we're all so selfish. We're like, is he going to play?
Right.
Is he going to score a touchdown for us? I know it's men watching. Natalie's married. I'm zooming in to let you know she's married. I know she's very pretty, but she's married, especially in case your husband is watching. But no, I have enjoyed our short time so far. We are working on some great things for Natalie. She has a few appearances coming up, but I thought that introducing her to the Gary market would be a great opportunity for you to, one, meet my other phenomenal black magic women on the team, but also to share information with this listening audience, because there are people watching from all over the country here.
Right.
And Natalie has been on an HBO special and she weighs in on these different topics surrounding sports and mental health. And so we're going to have an interesting conversation when Carl gives us the high sign as everybody jumps on the mic. And over here, over my right shoulder, I told you, she's always busy. No. She's so busy. That's Jossie. Jossie is here. She's busy because she's been catering. And I know this is an educational radio station, but guess what? We're on Facebook Live right now. So I don't own the rights to this music. Was I supposed to say that too? Because I hear George Clinton in the background, so I don't want them to shut us down. But this is your time of year because of Small Business Saturday coming up, right?
We got a lot of things going on. First of all, I got to take a step because we got the room is full of Black Girl Magic.
Uh-huh.
So the month of November, Jay's Breakfast Club has focused on Black Girl Magic. So I appreciate everybody who's come out and support us from the first Friday, Man Crush Friday with Lamont Rucker. The second Friday, which it was the etiquette session where we loved
That was beautiful.
23 amazing young women. And then last Friday, which we did the Sister Circle, and we did this deep discussion on Napoli Ever After, which was totally awesome.
Yes.
And then this Friday is Fun Time, Naturally Naughty, where we'll have a sip and paint party with.
Oh, did she say a male new? Oh, is Mr. Kelly watching? Mr. Kelly, you watching? Okay.
Not him.
Okay. Let's be clear.
That's for private shows only. For my private show. But I'd invite everybody to come out. You can go to www.creativesipping.com and get your ticket. And come on out and hang out with us after you do all your shopping. You ate some of your leftovers. Now it's just time to let your hair down, get away from the family, and hang out with us girls. Okay. And then the last Friday of the month is Vision Board, where everybody's invited to come out and let's plan for the future. Okay. But as you said, Saturday across the nation is Support Small Business Saturday. And in Do Fashion, as we do every Saturday, we're supporting small businesses. So we have a abridged edition of our Small Business Bazaar. It's not as big because we've had so much going on, so we still have it, but it's not as big as
what time is it? 9 to 1?
8 to 2.
Oh, 8 to 2. Let me change that post. 8 to 2. It's all day.
8 to 2 all day. So y'all
okay.
just come on out.
Yes.
We got some great folks that are going to be there. There are 2 young men from Gary that have started a coffee business, Black and Bold, and we'll be launching them. Actually, you can get their product in the restaurant starting
That sound like
Saturday.
me. Black and Bold.
Black
Okay.
and Bold. Like all of us in this room.
All of us in this room. Well, we'll be talking on the air
Hey,
about all these different things, and we'll go
Nelson.
more in depth.
What
but I
up,
got a
baby?
pan
What's
over here. Y'all
up,
see me
my man?
panning. I'm using my
I know.
camera
That's
thing.
the
Slow mo. No, let stop. Come on up here, Trina.
All right, here we go, y'all.
Okay, we're ready to go on the
The
air.
Back in the Day Block
Check
Party
me out, y'all.
887
Katrina's here.
FM live on
Lincoln
Facebook.
Heritage.
It's a C with takeover up in here, and they are deep in here.
Who you
All of
with?
these wonderful women. Who you with?
See what?
They are in here, y'all. They are up in here. Trust me. Let me tell y'all something. I am so very fortunate. I am so very blessed to have people who support this radio show. All of you listening, but this one right here, this woman right here, she has been absolutely unrelenting in her support, and she has done more than I have done for this show. She gets almost every guest that comes through this door is because of her. Topics that I would not have covered had she not sparked something in me. She has made connections like this one right here, that one right there.
That's you, Natalie.
No, not that
And-
one. This one behind you.
Uh-huh,
The
okay.
evangelist keeps me full. She has given me 2 of my newest addictions. Red Kool-Aid and then the fried pork chop.
You not see the doctor sitting right here.
Look at me.
Look at Dr. Seabrook, she mad.
Just like,
Now, also we've got Dr. Seabrook. So let me show y'all. Dr. Seabrook, she over in the cut. There she is. And I tell y'all, she is trying her very best to get me on a healthier track.
yes.
And I am fighting everything with every ounce of power in me.
Why?
Yes.
Because I just think that being bad is so good.
Being bad is so good.
And so,
Especially around this time of year. It's tough.
especially around this time. But she made me, see, this is the thing. She's almost persuaded me because she made me this chili. And it was so good. And it was turkey. And I'm not a turkey guy. But Chelsea, when I tell you it was so good.
I already know.
I was almost persuaded, but not yet.
Wait till our chili cook-off.
And
That's
I'm
what's
waiting
going to
on,
be
yeah.
the main persuasion.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that.
Ritz,
but I'm waiting.
wheat crackers.
Right.
Wheat
Ritz
crackers. Yes.
So I was like,
Healthy,
wow.
healthy.
So she's working on me, but I'm fighting with everything that's in me.
When is the cook-off?
So
We're gonna have to set a date.
yeah,
for
we
that.
got to set a date for the cook-off.
Yes.
Now, this one right here, over there, she's amazing.
Katrina Hill in the building.
Amazing. The number one person in her company in Indiana. In the world.
She's like, no, don't say it. We're claiming it for you.
And then the new edition.
That's you.
Natalie Graves.
She is right here. So they are all here. All of this wonderful woman power in the building. And I get to be in here just absorbing all of it. And so I am very grateful to God for allowing me the privilege to be in the studio with all of these amazing women, because they are absolutely amazing. So thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I am shutting up now, and it's on you, Chelsea.
Let me turn my camera around
It's
then. Hold
a
on.
whitt takeover. And so it's on you right now.
Here we go. Have several seats, Carl. No, I'm kidding. Welcome to the whitt takeover. My name is Chelsea Whittington, and whitt, for those of you who are just now tuning in or tuning in or have never heard of whitt, it's a small PR consulting firm that I started 3 years ago.
Small but powerful.
Small but powerful. Thank you,
Mighty.
sisters. And it has been my joy and honor, and continues to be my joy and honor, to assist small businesses with developing their brands, getting a greater social media presence, and just letting people know that they are out here making a difference and making a change. And so it all started me being here today. I was watching the show at work on Facebook, and Carl got on my case. He kept saying, you haven't been in the studio in almost a year, and you send everybody, but you never come. And so I knew I was going to be off today, and I said, well, I'll just come by the studio on the day before Thanksgiving. And then I was like, he said something about, well, you can be on the show or you can do the show. And I was like, the whitt takeover. Do we have that sound effect? Takeover. Oh, there it is. Thank you. So I want to start to my left. We have already been conversing on Facebook Live, and we have a lot of people watching on Facebook Live. So I want to thank you for that. My friends from all across the country, from former jobs, current jobs, they're all watching. So I love you all for that, and happy Thanksgiving. But I'm going to turn the camera over here to Dr. Janet Seabrook, because Dr. Seabrook is one of those individuals. First of all, she's ageless. Let's just everybody be clear on that. That when the doctor comes out from back behind the curtain and you think it's a little girl about to examine you, Doogie Howser, right, Jocelyn? She is of age, and she has all the credentials. She has graduated from medical school.
Yes.
But in all seriousness, Dr. Seabrook has made her mark, continues to make her mark in our community in the medical field. And Dr. Seabrook, if you could talk briefly just about the healthcare centers that are already in existence, that are coming up, and then what you have coming up, especially around healthy eating in your menus. Recipes.
Yes, so thank you so much, Chelsea. So what we have right now, currently, we have 5 locations throughout Northwest Indiana, and soon to be 6. And that 6th location is on 35th and Martin Luther King. It's actually directly across the street from the Gary Career Center and where we're sitting at right now. And that location, we are so excited. We will also be offering optometry and dental services in that location, as well as all of our primary healthcare services, pediatrics, OB, behavioral health, family medicine, the whole 9 yards. Anything that you can get any place else, you'll have all of those things in one location, and we're just really excited. And for those who don't know, we have a school-based health center. It's always been there, 2009 in Calumet High School, but we got a private foundation grant to put a 2-lane eye center inside of the high school.
Wow.
And it's open to not only Calumet High School students or the Calumet School District, it is also open to the Gary School District, because this private foundation wants all uninsured and underserved children to be able to get glasses.
That's fantastic. We are clapping it up.
And they picked Community Health Net out of all of the school-based health centers in Indiana. We were the only one to be funded. They only picked 6 in the nation.
Wow.
And we were one for the state of Indiana.
Well, I'm proud, but I'm surely not surprised. I am not surprised. Dr. Seabrook is a worker bee. You know how a lot of times when people are at the helm of an association or an organization and you see them only in name and in letterhead and it's everybody else doing all the work. No. When you see the breast cancer walk, you see Dr. Seabrook on the ground with the planning and any other types of events, the gala, she's on the ground, she's in the community, she's speaking, and she most recently won Most Influential Woman of Northwest Indiana in the field of medicine and healthcare.
Yeah.
So let's give it up. I was there. And I know they were looking at me like, why is this lady so excited and jumping up with the cameras and following her around? But I'm saying.
Chelsea was my cheerleader.
Yes, I am, and I continue to be your cheerleader. And so, Carl, you have to keep me on task as far as timing. Can I keep moving along? All right. So I have been teasing on my Facebook page. Thank you, Dr. Seabrook.
You're
I've been teasing on my Facebook page. A few weeks ago, I posted a photo of a new pair of boots. Anybody who knows me knows I love shoes. As you can see today, well, you all can't see, but yeah, I love shoes. And so I posted a new pair of boots, and on that same day, I was meeting with my newest client. And so I said, new shoes, new client, just new outlook. And now I would like to share her with everybody else. I'm panning over. Natalie Graves is from Natalie Graves Athletic Counseling, and she and I connected a couple of months ago, and I found her niche so interesting because all of us have some level of fanatic in us. We like sports, some form of it. Maybe we'll be a fair weather fan and just watch the Super Bowl, or maybe we will tune in to the World Championship basketball game, or you may be like somebody I live with who's like a sports junkie.
Right.
But there's an area that we don't talk enough about when it comes to sports, and that's the mental health of the athletes that are involved in athleticism. And from a level of elementary school going all the way up to high school, college, professional, they deal and grapple with different issues. And so I invite Natalie Graves to the mic to tell us a little bit about your business, where it's located, your background, and some of the things that you've been working on to help keep our athletes mentally strong.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here on the takeover. I'm based in Chicago. I'm a mental health therapist, a licensed clinical social worker. I'm a certified alcohol and addictions counselor, and I specialize in working with athletes as it relates to their mental health and performance. So what does that exactly mean? When we think about athletes, we think about, what they do on the field, what they do on the court. And that's great, but when we really dive deeper, we realize that athletes are individuals with challenges and things like everybody else. And when an athlete walks in my office, a lot of times they're struggling with depression, anxiety, substance abuse, maybe stress from playing the sport, a loss of identity. And so there's support that a lot of coaches and athletes and people in the sports community don't really realize that's there. And I try to provide that. And I have 2 locations. I'm downtown Chicago on Michigan, and I'm also in Orland Park.
Boss. I'm saying a boss. And recently you've participated in some activities with the NBA. Can you share a little bit about that?
Sure. In April, the NBA asked me to come out. They started a new league. It's a gaming league. And they wanted me to come out and talk to the rookies as it relates to mental health and wellness. And so I was able to have the opportunity to work with them and really educate them on self-care, what mental health and mental illness is, and how to take care of yourself while you're participating in a sport or a competition. And it was a great opportunity. And what I find is that when I have the opportunity to share and to normalize what mental health is and what some of the struggles are, people are really receptive to that.
That's good.
But we still are fighting a lot of the stigma that we have in society, in certain communities about, should I talk to a therapist and what does that mean? And so every day, my passion is fighting to normalize that it's okay that you have struggles and it's okay to talk to somebody about it.
And
because I don't think everybody understands how big the statement she just made. First of all, the NBA reached out to her.
Right.
That in itself, this multi-billion-dollar global franchise reached out to her to ask her to speak to the rookies of this new venture. And anybody who knows anything about the NBA is they are hyper protective
They are.
of their brand.
Yes.
So there is trust and there is favor right there in them approaching you. So that in itself is huge. So I want to say congratulations, and I'm going to shake your hand again because you're somebody and I want some of that to rub off.
Right. Well, you
Thank
can
you
start
so
by
much.
liking her page. To everybody who's listening under the sound of our voices, please be sure to go to Natalie Graves Athletic Counseling, and that's on Facebook. Make sure you follow her there, as well as on Twitter, as well as on Pinterest and LinkedIn. Yeah, she's out there. And there's so much more to come. And we're going to talk a little bit later in the show about that whole mental health aspect and just the holidays. Because while your area is with athletes,
Right.
I know that you can speak across the board. And we've had some tragedies that have happened over the course of the past few days. And as Katrina, which I'll be talking to shortly, put on one of her pages about, it seems like these tragedies happen around, are heightened around the holidays, but it's really true. They are heightened, and Katrina's concern with Lincoln Health Life Insurance is whether people are covered. I mean, now that Trina and I work together, I'm going to just move the camera over here to Trina. She's in the background. You have no idea how my clients, what they do impacts the way I think now. And so every time somebody commits some type of crime, or if there's a tragic accident and there are lots of people who are affected by that, I'm like, I wonder did they have final expense benefits and who's going to take care of them. I mean, it's not a laughing matter, but you don't expect
It's real.
certain people in certain age groups to pass away or something tragic happens. But we're getting ready to go into some music. And when we come back, we're going to talk more with Katrina Hill. We're going to talk more with Dr. Seabrook. We're going to talk with Jocelyn and Natalie on the whitt takeover. California love. Okay.
I want to move this trash.
Okay, everybody. I'm off the air now. I see you all are watching. How am I doing? I need to bring these comments back in.
Wilbur, what's going
Tanisha,
on?
hey,
Charlton Smith.
sis. I met your mom the other day in the grocery
Troy
store.
Lawson,
She's
what's
adorable.
going on, Mr. Lawson?
Miss Jackie,
Hey,
my
Diane.
church member, my public
Hey, Rob.
servant. How are you? Who else is
Krista,
on here?
hey.
Hey, Terry, church
Hey,
member. Hey,
Wanda.
buddy.
Hey,
Jana.
Kels.
Jana, you and I need to talk. All these ladies in this room, I need to get them all on the radio station. Jana is over there in Chicago
Hey,
with
Jana.
106.3.
Hey,
You see
Jana.
these faces? Everybody, she's a GI girl, but she's running things over there at Power.
She is.
And
She
106.3.
absolutely is.
So, yeah, just putting that out there in front of everybody, Jana. That's
Lori
how I
says,
do
hey,
it.
All the beautiful ladies.
Hey, Lola. Hey, Kevin. Kevin Hanley down there in Richmond, Indiana, where my nephew is playing at Pearl College. She's home for the holidays. Auntie's going to feed you, KJ. Okay. Hey, Pam. William.
Hey, Wendy.
Trina Blair, you rock too. Trina Blair and I work together at both Ebony Magazine and U.S. Cellular. So PR Chicks rock. Boom. Keep
Krista
doing what you're
Smith
doing.
Williams
Terry
says,
Mason,
hey,
Terry.
Chelsea.
Terry, look at Natalie's face. Natalie will be on your show
Hey,
in
Krista.
December. Look at Jocelyn's face. Jocelyn's coming to your show as well. Look at Katrina's face. She's coming to your show as well. And look at Dr. Seabrook. She's coming as well. So just see whitt. Keep that Chicago radio market wide open for me, y'all. If you watching me, I'm watching you. Elma Shaw says, hi, Dr. Seabrook. Everybody want to talk to Dr. Seabrook.
Krista Smith-Williams said, hey, Chelsea.
Hey, Krista, down in Houston, Texas.
Texas.
Hey, my bunny. Oh, okay. Hey, Krista. Dan Hooks, my church member. He's retired, so there's no telling where Dan is. Dan could be in Vegas or Dubai. I don't know where Dan is watching from.
So don't go to Saudi.
I mean, right. Not at all. Do not go to Saudi Arabia. So now I'm trying to scroll and my fingers all in the camera. I am just not Facebook Live savvy today.
Jocelyn Krista said, hello.
Yvette said you got all dressed up for us. Thank you, Carl. Preacher. He might have a message to give after this. The way he was preaching at the top of the hour. I don't know, right? Oh, Terry Clark Wilkerson said, hi, soror, Dr. Seabrook. Do you belong to a soror?
I don't.
See, now we got a battle in here. We got a Delta on my right. I got an AK on my left. Trina, did you pledge anything? Okay, I was about to say, here we go. I just look at it like, look, they were all founded at the best university in the world. That would be Howard. And I'm going to get off my Howard soapbox because I was all over it this weekend when I was in Texas with my Howard buddies, wasn't I?
Yes.
But it was such a beautiful time to be with my girl who lost her mom. We had to rally around her. Deb Black, hey, Deb, another former Trinity. I wasn't going to say that, but she is a Delta too. I was going to say, we went to church together. We grew up in Trinity together. This is not about to be the sorority takeover. It is not. Even though Danielle is watching too. Oh, Lord. Hey, Danielle, another Delta, but that's not why we're here. This is to see what take over. Rodney, we done got out the lady zone. Hey, Rodney, DJ Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, what's
yes,
good?
Something coming up tomorrow night. Friday night at Lakeshore Lounge. So I got to share and shout you out.
Good deal.
Yeah, they still talking about this hey Sora. Let me scroll up. Angela Grayson, look what I have right here next to me. Angela is the author of this book, The Whatnots of Entrepreneurship. We miss you. If you are driving, then stop watching me, Angela. You said that you were going to be driving. Okay, she's listening. Okay, well, I'm holding your book and I'm hugging it because we're going to be talking more about this because this is something that we can all benefit from as we are all entrepreneurs in our own right. So we're going to tell everybody to get the book, Angela. And Terry, if you're still watching, then you know that Angela's headed your way too. So boom, that just put that out there. My bestie, DJ keeps saying, hi, Auntie. Hi, DJ. That's my godson. Mm-hmm. I hope to see you tomorrow. Come see Auntie tomorrow, buddy. I love you so much.
Ivan Wilson says, shout out to Natalie.
That's my husband.
Oh, yay! Hubby is watching.
Awesome.
See, she's really where she says she is. She is in Gary, Indiana with me. You know, they be acting funny. Like, you going where now? After all those years of marriage, they be like, you where now?
He is my number one fan.
Oh,
He's got my back.
Awesome.
He's got my
Mine
back.
too. Well, shout out to T Whitt. Who you with, T Whitt? T Whitt. Okay. You just get ready to fix that turkey.
Oh, you see what Angie said? Read what Angie said.
Okay, Angie Grace said we looking great.
Yeah, right.
Hey, oh my God.
Yes, hey, Sora.
Okay. Again, this is not going to be. So everybody laughing. This is not going to be the AKA Delta takeover or none of that. It's not going to be that. Y'all can go to B103 and do a battle. You right, Natalie. Do the battle. I'm just loving this. Hey,
okay,
your
book
girl,
it.
Kalana.
Hey, Kalana.
Miss Mac is watching.
Hey.
Okay, Angela says she just listened. She's driving, so drive safely, Angela.
Don't ride over the fact that the formal ambassadors of the Gamma Psi chapter just said hello.
Okay, I'm gonna stay out of this because I don't even know what the
Delta in the house.
Come on in, y'all.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the mayor of our great city coming in.
In here.
I told you this was gonna be a great show. Come on in,
I'm out
man.
young, but the Delta
It's the Delta takeover, y'all. But it just changed. And she has Ariana with her. Hey, Ari, Sean Jones. It's a takeover. And I'm loving it, though, you all. I mean, radio doesn't get any better than this because today's show is all about Black Girl Magic. magic. It's about small businesses. It's about my favorite place in the world, Gary, Indiana. Oh my God.
I gotta go over here.
See, Carl is all fluttered and flustered. Mayor, this is Natalie Graves. And Mayor, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
How are you?
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy
Y'all don't
Thanksgiving.
understand.
I invited the mayor to come by to wish the citizens of Gary and surrounding areas they're watching from all over the country a happy Thanksgiving. So when we go back on the air, we're going to come back up with the mayor. And so I'm guessing she might have something else to do. What y'all think? She might. You know, or she might be cooking. Who knows? Our mayor cooks. Okay, she's cooking not a lot. Don't forget, I know where she lives, but I'm not gonna start broadcasting that we can all go to the mayor's house for dinner instead of me doing what I plan to do. But I'm gonna have the mayor get on the air shortly because it's the Seawood Takeover. So whomever I invited gets to be on the air today. So I'm just excited. Carl better watch out. Carl better watch out because I'm getting real comfortable with this microphone. He's playing my favorite music. We're listening to the Jacksons. Can you feel it?
This is your show.
And this was a song that I requested because Can You Feel It makes me just get energized. Can you feel it? And so today we are doing it, and I'm just so happy to see that people are tuning in. Carl, they are really tuning in. You know how some people jump on and then they jump off?
Yep.
They are holding with me. You all stay with me. Somebody said no, Delta. Delta is coming. Delta is actually doing her civic duty with the, what is it, Mayor? The Port Authority Board.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Port Commission.
The Port Commission.
Port Commission.
You all, please feast your eyes on the first female African American mayor in the state of Indiana and newly named president of the National League of Cities. We got to We're going to get on the air in a second, but you're live now.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everybody.
Yes.
As you can see, I'm not really cooking right now. But for the sake of the people who are coming to my house, I hope that they have an opportunity. I hope that I have an opportunity to cook.
Yes, well, that'll be awesome. I'm going to do a little something. I'm doing the chicken. Healthy, Dr. Seabrook. Some baked chicken. I'm gonna do some a roast, and then hubby's gonna handle the turkey, right, hubby? Right. Okay. And
Are you deep frying it or roasting?
we are. See now, if I put this out here, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out here. A shameless plug. We're gonna do a traditional turkey for everybody that's coming to my house. It's about 30 of us. But hidden somewhere in the house that you won't know about is a jerk turkey from Jerk to Go. I told you all I support Gary. This, I know, it's shady. If you
I
can
will say
find it.
this. Now, there have been a few occasions where the mayor has brought food over to my godfather's house.
The mayor did what?
Oh, yeah.
Brought food over to Pastor Evans' house.
Yes, I have.
And oh my God, I was amazed.
Wait a minute. The mayor was bringing you food.
On the next street
As
over
long
from
as,
you.
right,
Two shows. Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
For Pastor Evans.
Okay.
Pastor Evans always
Hey.
gets special treatment.
Hey, Kels.
Kelly.
There she
Okay.
is, and so
Yeah.
I am like hoping that some kind of way when I get to 571 tomorrow, that we'll be in there.
Well,
So,
just don't
here
come
we
on the
go.
next block.
Here we go.
Okay, we about to get on the air.
Wait a minute, y'all. This is back in the day block party, and it's a whitt takeover. But I just heard something so absolutely disturbing that I got to shut the whole program
Wait,
down.
what? Why are you
Because
shutting the whole program
Chelsea
down?
says that now, because I'll be at 571 Lincoln tomorrow at some point, enjoying some food, and she said, "Well, now just don't come on the next street." My little heart, because I was like,
You were really playing in it.
I was gonna
stop.
sneak up in there. You know, I was gonna sneak up at
You got to get in line. I'm already having anxiety of
You
having
said 30 people.
30 people coming to my
31.
house.
31 is not gonna break nothing.
You can't complain.
Or 32 now, as Katrina has said.
No, you can't complain until you pass.
Or the 4 people who run with me.
42. Okay, 42 people. All right, well, we'll be ready.
Remember that
So,
400?
Oh, yeah.
the Back
yeah.
in the Day block party, 88.7 FM and live on Facebook. Hey to everybody watching live. Yvette McKinney on Facebook Live. Where's the paradox? Where'd she go? Some of the crew is in here.
Yes,
Kelly,
Kels
she's
is-
over here.
Counselor
and,
Kelly
there
White.
she is. And listen, we are, well, it's a C-Wit takeover, so I'm going to let, she's got everybody in here.
Wow.
And so I'm going to allow her to go
I've been
ahead and
in here with y'all before.
the one to her left.
Yes. And so when I say that it's a C-Wit takeover, I mean it's a C-Wit takeover. And when I first found out that I was going to be on this program, I knew that it was going to be Thanksgiving Eve. And having worked with the mayor for many years, I know that her first love, well, outside of Carmen, her first love, and Jordan, outside of them.
Don't forget about
Well, right, please don't forget about Jordan. Are the citizens of Gary, and I invited her to join us to add to all of this Black Girl Magic and to wish the citizens of Gary a happy Thanksgiving and to talk a little bit about what she's thankful for and to just share a little bit about her recent appointment as president of the National League of Cities. This means so much. Yeah, we can clap for that because it means so much for the city.
And she's a Delta, sorry.
Okay. We interrupt this program for another sorority update.
And a Panther.
Oh, we're not going to do the high school thing.
Panthers in the building.
What we're not going to do.
Yes,
This
sir.
is again is a C-Wit takeover, which means West Side rules in this room. Thank you, Katrina. West Side
It
Cougars.
just means that we let Cougars hang with some Panthers.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, the how the
Every
tables
now
turn.
and then.
National League of Cities. So, Mayor, if you would kindly just give us an update on the so many things that are going on in the city. We got some jobs coming too.
We absolutely do. First and foremost, I just want to wish everyone in and out of the studio a happy Thanksgiving. I have to tell you that Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday of the year. And it's because it's just an opportunity for us to spend time with family and friends and to just talk about how grateful we are for them and for all of the things that we have in our lives. And we know that people have challenges, but you know, the fact that you have life and that you have the opportunity to spend it with those that you care about is something to be thankful for. And it really doesn't matter if you have turkey or not. Doesn't matter if you have dressing or not. It doesn't matter if you have greens or any of the things that people typically think about when they think about Thanksgiving or not. It's just about spending time with the folks that you care about. Which is not to say that I won't eat, because I will.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I
But
wasn't
I'm
gonna
just
say.
saying
Right.
what's important. You know, I'm talking about priorities.
Yes.
And I want to send a special shout out to Ariana, who has been shadowing me all
Ari.
day. She is an eighth Girls Club, the John Will Anderson Boys and Girls Club.
Yes, Ari.
And she has been hanging out with me, and I told her, I said, well, you know, this is kind of a light day today, Ari. And she said, if this is a light day, I don't want to hang out with you.
Trust me, Ari, you do not. You do not. Been there, been there.
But it's things about our work at Buffington Harbor. We've been talking about our efforts to reduce the city's budget. We even had a meeting with our insurance folks. We've been really dealing with it. She's seen everything. We toured a potential new company for the city, and that was really fun. But you know, it's been a busy day, but it's been a great day.
So, Mayor,
Yes.
you know that people have the buzz is in about new businesses relocating to Gary. And if I just say the letter A, there are at least two companies that start with that letter that you can speak on
That's
that
right.
are coming to the city.
That's right. So we have Alliance Steel, and Alliance Steel is going to be in the Atco building, the building at the end of 65 and Melton Road.
Okay.
And you may remember that the business, Atco, had been a long-time Gary business. They closed. Well, Alliance was originally going to build over near, they were going to build at Buffington Harbor, but when they found this building, we suggested to them, hey, why don't you look at this? They learned that it would be a quicker start, great retrofit, and so we are going to actually have a formal press event
in December, but it's something that we feel comfortable sharing. We're talking about 100 jobs, many of them paying up to $30 an hour.
Wait, hold up.
So
Sounds like a plan.
good pay. And of course, Amazon has been hiring folks all month.
Amazon. We got to give it up, you all. Amazon, Gary, Indiana. And a little bit about that, Mayor. Is it a processing center? What?
It's a they call it a distribution center, I think, or a fulfillment center is the word. And the secret is that Amazon has actually been in the city for about 2 years over on the Etzel manufacturing site on 7th and Chase Street. And they've kind of subleased space in that building. But now they're going to have a standalone facility. And we're not sure at this juncture how many jobs there are. You know, I guess Bezos believes in keeping all of his stuff secret. But, you know, we anticipate that they will have and will use room to grow.
Well, that's great news for our city that we know and we love. And Carl, how are we doing on time? If you're just now tuning in, this is the CWIT Takeover. That's why you don't hear Carl's voice for the Back in the Day block party. But our special guests include the mayor of our great city, Karen Freeman Wilson.
Yeah.
We also have Dr. Janet Seabrook of Community Health Center here in the
keeping us healthy.
And we also have Natalie Graves out of Chicago. Natalie Graves, Athletic Counseling.
All right.
We have the owner and operator of Jay's Breakfast Club, Jocelyn Kelly, and our licensed agent from Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance Company, the one and only my classmate, Westside Stand Up, Katrina Hill. Oh, and in the building over my shoulder, just like the angel he is, who just walked in, none other than Marcus Martin of Grace Beyond Borders. Oh my goodness. If you have been following this man on Facebook, you will know that he has made the commitment to sleep in 30 locations where the homeless have slept to raise awareness as well as funds to secure a facility for his nonprofit organization, Grace Beyond Borders, where we give our invisible neighbors, also known as the homeless, a hand up and not a hand out. Right, Mr. Martin?
That's right.
And he'll be coming to the mic to talk more about this campaign and how well it's going. And he won't be here long because he'll be going to get a few more hours of sleep before he heads to his next location tonight. And so you got to get on and like Grace Beyond Borders page. And Mayor, before we close out the segment, I just have to ask you, what are you thankful for, Mayor?
I am thankful for family and friends. I am blessed beyond measure. I'm especially excited because my daughter is home for the holiday.
Jordan, HU, stand up.
But another Delta, an Alpha Chapter Delta. we might add, you know. But I'm just thankful to be in a city full of people who are resilient, who are entrepreneurs, who love the city as much as I do. And I know that so often people talk about the city because they love the city and they want better for the city, as we all do. And so what I would always and what I often encourage people to do is focus on the positive. It's not that we're ignoring the negative. We know that that exists. We're just working on it. So while we work on the challenges, let's focus on the things that are going right. And when you talk about jobs coming in and from Amazon, from Alliance Steel, and from some of the other places that they're coming in from, that's definitely a positive thing. The other thing is that over the next probably 90 days, there will be about $300,000 in demolition of burnouts. And I know that's been a real concern for all of us. In fact, I was over off of 43rd in Washington early today, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is where we need to start. So,
Well, we're thankful for you, Mayor. Thank you for coming to the CWIT. Give me my sound effects. Take over.
I had a job.
Don't be bad. You like that? You like that? I like it too, and I like the fact that so many people have joined us. Carl, are we going to break? And I am thankful that you're listening to the C whitt Takeover, and we'll be right back.
Y'all, I gotta ask one question. Who you with?
C whitt. So everybody, yes, that's my special surprise guest today. Lady K has graced the building. And I am ready to talk to Katrina Hill from Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance Company, and also Marcus Martin from Grace Beyond Borders. And then, of course, we're going to talk to Jocelyn about Small Business Saturday. And then we're going to talk to all the ladies about what they're thankful for, what their plans are for the holidays, and then what are some of their resolutions coming up for 2019. Because I have plans for them. They don't know it yet, but I have a lot of plans for them. And so I want to hear what they are looking to do in 2019. I am having so much fun. Natalie, how are you liking being in Gary?
This is I think, my first time really spending time here, and I'm feeling right at home.
All right. Well, that's the way we like it.
Chi-Town in the house in Gary.
Yes. Chi-Town is in the house.
I'm representing
the cousin.
Right. And most people know that Gary's a hop, skip, and a jump. I mean, I work in Chicago during the day, so I feel like we are all connected. We share the same challenges sometimes, and we share the same triumphs. So, like, when the Bears win, we cheer too. Well, you don't, because you have to cheer for the Patriots. Oh my God, who does that? But that's probably you married into that.
Well, tomorrow is Bears against the Lions.
Okay.
So.
Oh my goodness. And I have so many cousins in Pontiac, Michigan. They feel some kind of way about the Bears and everything, and it's like football is a religion.
Yeah.
And so if you all are watching Pooh, Michi, Yoshi, all of y'all, Bears are coming for you there.
And we're in first place in our division, just so you know.
Just number one. Trina, what are you doing? You doing for Thanksgiving? What are you up to?
I'm doing.
You doing? Okay. Trina does have my address.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, they're all welcome to come to the Mary Whittington Thanksgiving.
Y'all hear this? Let me let y'all hear this live. Chelsea telling over here. She's telling this live over here too.
I was just saying that they are welcome to come to a Very Whittington Thanksgiving is what we're calling it. I know that's corny, but
That's great.
I'm very Whittington. I made the invitations and everything and sent them out. I'm a cornball. But we're going to have a good time. A Very Whittington Thanksgiving. And we just are going to fellowship, and we are going to eat well, and we are going to celebrate some birthdays. My husband's grandfather will be turning 88 this week. Matthew Whitson, shout out to the Rev. And then my niece, he'll be 88, and my father will be 88 on Christmas Day. Wow. December 25th. All right, Christmas baby. Christmas baby.
So now y'all understand that she sent these invitations out, but I didn't get one.
Don't be like
I ain't
that.
getting my man invitation.
So
And
many women feed
she
you.
told me it's documented that she's like, don't come on the net.
I have some. You can if you want to hear the show. But
We love C whitt, and we want her to have an absolutely fantastic.
we are having a ball in here. And I am just, Carl, you know you can come by.
I love you, and hey Cecilia, we're good.
So we're on the C whitt
wave from the next
Takeover.
street.
Just wave, because, yeah. So you have a lot going on these days? Because you're going up
There's
next.
the mayor. She's getting ready to leave
Bye, Mayor.
out.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you for coming, Mayor.
Yes, we are all in the studio. Everybody is just having a good time because it's Thanksgiving
Hey,
Eve.
Cecilia.
So now what were you saying, Trina, being that we're going on the air in a second, but we can warm up?
How y'all doing?
My fellow West Side alum, you know, they
A
right,
lot
try
of
to,
people gonna be together over the next couple of days. Your families are coming in. You know, that's the perfect time to have it home.
Yes.
You know, a lot of us, we don't sit down, we don't discuss funerals, we don't discuss burials, we don't discuss, you know, what can happen.
Yes.
Because life happens, death is inevitable. It will happen. So it's just best to be prepared. So with that being said, I am available.
Yes, and we're going to talk more about it because ever since I've been working with Katrina, I have learned so much more about final expense insurance because people really, when you ask them to put their hands on their documents, they may be able to pull out a piece of paper, but they can't tell you how current it is. They don't know if it's expired. And the thing I love about Trina is even if you aren't her client, if you are on the roster of Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance Company, yes, that's one of her clients right there because we look out for one another. Yes, we do. Then she will take a look at your policy to see if it's up to date, if you need more coverage, if you have had any updates with your...
Because things happen. You may have gotten your policy 12 years ago. You may have had 2 kids between that time. Are they covered as well?
Did you say 2 kids? No, that's not going to be me.
You never know. I mean, it's
You're right. Right.
You never know. It does happen.
Yes, it does.
You know, everything in order and to be prepared.
So I want you all to be sure to tune in a second because Katrina's going to get on the mic. She's going to talk about exactly how to get in touch with her, how to have this final expense life insurance because you just don't know. People always say, well, I feel fine. I'm healthy as a horse. But then something tragic happens and you have no coverage. Now, I want to show you what's going on in the studio over here. Are we doing selfies? Ussies? Okay, there's Carl over there with Dr. Seabrook. They're on Facebook Live. You can also jump over to that page, the Back in the Day Block Party page. And Dr. Seabrook is counseling Carl about healthy eating options. And he doesn't appear to be listening.
She said turkey bacon. That's
turkey bacon is a fine option.
Oxymoron.
Is that Natalie, what?
It's an oxymoron.
Oh, I got some help in here, y'all.
Oh, my goodness. We got Kelly White in the building.
Tell him that's not a real thing.
Marcus Martin, are you sleepy? Y'all, give some hearts for Marcus Martin. And I have him in the studio. I'm sorry, Mr. Martin. But what's going to happen is when they hear you on the radio, the donations are going to pour in.
Suicide prevention.
Wow.
We had intervened suicide attempt.
See, and Natalie does. You are licensed in alcohol, drug addiction, and suicide. Okay.
Wilbur.
Yes, I will be connecting. Yes, I will be connecting the two of you.
Wilbur is bacon.
Because Natalie is also available to help these individuals. So I'm going to connect her with Mr. Martin. See how that works, y'all? That's okay. So we're going to make sure after we get Katrina on, we're going to get Mr. Martin on so that Mr. Martin can get some sleep. I'm going to turn the camera around. Mr. Martin has been sleeping in 30 locations where the homeless live, have dwelled. And he is on, I think tonight is night 13. He started this on November 9th. And he's been places like sleeping under a bridge. He has slept in an abandoned house, a van. He even slept on the bus stop one night, y'all. And he's doing this, again, to raise awareness, to raise dollars for Grace Beyond Borders. So if you haven't gone online and liked his page, start to follow him because it's my goal to help him to go viral. And when he did his opening press conference, we had ABC to come out, we had NBC to come out, and they did a feature on it. And the response was overwhelming. He's done a few radio programs. He's going to do this one today. And I wanted him to come, even though I know he's sleepy. I wanted him to come so that he could talk about the Grace Beyond Borders mission because I know there could be somebody watching, someone listening today who wants to help Mr. Martin make a difference. And I want to be that venue, that conduit, that person that introduces him to these different networks to ensure that he gets the support he needs. And so I'm just overwhelmed with all the individuals who are in the room. Jocelyn, how you doing over here? Jocelyn has been doing some catering for the holiday. What have you been putting out there?
I've been knee deep in smoked turkeys all week.
Okay.
I'll just come and blow
everything,
and just
basically.
have somebody
Mac and
bring it out to
cheese,
you.
dressing, green beans. You should call me
yesterday. I'm connecting them. I'm going to treat Natalie to some J's. Okay. We're going to introduce Natalie to J's.
I want to learn.
And then they're gonna be like, Natalie, always in gear. You here to see Chelsea? She'll be like, no, I'm up here at Jay's, grabbing me in the hub. Something. It's that good though. It's just that good. So now Katrina, her son is an actor. I want to know, is he in some type of holiday production? If so, tell our listeners and our watchers.
He just finished up a play called Peter and the Star Catcher.
Okay. So I'm sure he'll have something he's a senior now. Oh, a graduating senior. What are you gonna do once your son graduates? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go deep in the Lincoln Heritage, aren't you? Oh my goodness.
Definitely pick up the travel more.
Okay.
I
deal with everything.
Okay. Well, I'm going to. I like to travel too, so you let me know if you're going somewhere fun. I'll travel with you. Carl, is it almost time for us to go back on the air? You got to let me know. We're getting ready to go back on the air. And we're coming back in with Katrina.
Here we go.
It's going to be Katrina.
Back in the day block party, y'all. 88.7 FM live on Facebook. This is the most alarming, disturbing news I've ever heard in all my 12 ham anywhere on planet Earth. That's just wrong on every level.
There is nothing wrong with the turkey ham.
It's everything wrong with turkey ham. That's not a real thing. Y'all don't understand.
I would just like to say special thanks. Come over here, Dr. Seabrook, real quickly and get in my video. I just want to say thank you to Dr. Janet Seabrook because she is a blessing to our community. And I just ask you to please follow her, Dr. Janet Seabrook, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and her website, drjanetseabrook.com, because she's always posting healthy tips as well as healthy recipes, and she also has her own cooking show that we're working on. Absolutely. So that you'll be looking for that. Look for that coming in the coming months for 2019. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Happy
Thanksgiving. If you want to tell the audience real quickly what you're thankful for.
I am thankful for family and friends. I'm thankful for whitt and the whitt family.
Yes.
For bringing me on board. This has been a lot of black girl magic.
Yes.
And we got a black guy back there.
Yes.
Mr. Mark. We're just having a good time here. And I just want to, just continue the growth and the expansion of whitt, but then also of everybody in this room and the work that they're doing in their communities. I really do. Thank you for having the mayor here.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's the original black girl magic.
Isn't she, though? Yes, she is a pioneer. Thank you, Dr. Seabrook. And thanks, Carl, again. Carl Rayford has provided the venue for us to be on. And this all started just about almost a year ago where he reached out to me and said, I see what you're doing with the cost. I thought it was like advertising. And he was like, no, this is GVE. This is Gary's education radio station, the only FM station in Gary. And I was like, well, when do we start? And we haven't stopped since, right, Carl?
That's right. And let me tell you, my original aim was to give Chelsea a platform for her clients, an additional platform, because Chelsea, first of all, she did not need my help because Chelsea has many outlets, but I wanted to make sure that she had an additional one so that whatever my platform is her platform.
Well, I appreciate it.
This is all about building each other up, and Chelsea is a firm, a staunch advocate for building up people and building up the city and the city's image. And so because this show is all about highlighting positive people, places, and things of Gary, Indiana, it was absolutely a must we come together.
Yes, this makes sense. And I just thank you so much because as a result of so many of my different clients being on the show, it has introduced people to services that they weren't aware of, educating them like they're going to get educated in the second hour on so many different things. And if I may segue into another education, we are in the holiday season.
Right.
And when you're reading on social media and you're seeing people saying rest in peace, and they're just in a different headspace because it's the holidays. It's something about tragedy and death that has a different type of feeling when it happens around the holidays. And my client, Katrina Hill, who is representing Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance today and every day, we're talking online about this, and she made me aware that the tragedies that happen, they do increase in number. We're not just imagining this. And so she has been out talking to clients and potential clients to just let people know that if you're not covered, now would be a good time, for the simple fact that the holidays are a time where tragedies have a tendency to rise, or there's just more dramatics to it. Have any insurance, mama? When was the last time you updated your policy and what's covered? So, Trina, if you could jump in a little bit and just talk about this time of year and why it's so important for us when we're gathering around for the turkey and everything. What else should we be doing?
Hey everyone, yes, this is the best time of the year because everybody's together. You know, everybody in different cities, different states, and you don't get together that often. Thanksgiving, around the holidays, is when you could talk about it, you know. And I'm also going to let you know, you can invite me over to make it even easier and more collaborative, basically, to say. Because it is something that we don't talk about on a daily basis. It's not like we're at Sunday dinner, you know, pass the chicken or where your policy at. You know, that's just something that we don't do.
Right.
So, you know, around this time when everyone is together, it's a good time. Deaths typically do happen over the holidays. You know, those of you that have been following me, I am on Instagram. I've got you covered. Facebook, Katrina Hill, Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance. And I'm pretty sure you've seen all the posts, all the people, all the families that has been helped throughout this year. You know, I am just honored to be a representative of this company and what the company has to offer, the platform. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm just so in awe. I thank God every day for giving this and allowing me to do this.
Well, we know what you're thankful for then, right?
Yes.
It's nothing like doing something that you love, but the good news too about Katrina, that she is also expanding her team. She's one of the top agents in the state of Indiana and always a top performer. And, you know, people used to make it sound like, you know, you just sell insurance is taboo, but no, she's changing lives. And people one day at a time. And I'm witnessing it.
One policy at a time.
Yes. And, you know, I just am honored to be able to work with you, Katrina, because I know that you are making an impact in your community multiple ways of keeping people, you know, covered, but also opening up opportunities for jobs. And so I know you now have a website where people can go to just get more information about how you're expanding your team. So where would they go to get that information?
www.fpg.com/Katrina Hill.
fpg.com/Katrina Hill. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening, if you are watching, please know that having your affairs in order is more important than ever. We see the tragedies of the fires in California. We see these mass shootings, and my heart goes out to the victims of the recent shooting at Mercy Hospital in Chicago. In fact, two of the victims are residents of Northwest Indiana, St. John and Portage, the O'Neill family and the Less families. And so, again, Trina, in all honesty, when everything settled and I saw that on the news, I thought of you because these young ladies, the youngest one was 25. And just about to get married, and I was wondering, did she have her benefits in place? So you're never too young to have coverage in place, and so you definitely want to talk to Trina, follow her. She does house calls, and she goes all over the state of Indiana. Sometimes she sends me pictures with like horses in the background and fields, and I'm like, where? Yes, I'm like, where are you now? She's like, Southern Indiana on the road.
We have a wide range. We start from 0 to age 85. And another thing about our company is I'm able to cover 99% of the people I come in contact with, which is huge on all levels. I'm able to cover people who have pre-existing health conditions such as cancer, COPD, dialysis, you know, those hard to cover conditions. I'm able to cover them. That's why I love what I do.
Well, that's great to hear, because that's what people are hesitant about a lot of times. They just automatically figure, well, I can't get covered, so.
And that's a myth.
And that's a myth.
And it happens often. There's people I run into and they like, oh, you can't cover me. I'm like, answer these two questions. And boom, I can cover you no matter what. It doesn't matter. I can cover you. And when they hear that, they're like, oh my God. And just the tears and just the excitement, because so many people do get turned down.
Yeah, they do.
Can get turned down, but Lincoln Heritage, remember that. That's the company.
So noted. Katrina Hill, she's got you covered. And we are going back into another musical break. Carl has been so gracious at lighting up my playlist. And so I've heard a little Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm wondering when he's going to get to my fave two songs. One from my wedding reception, and the other one is just my theme song for Just Love. So let me know when it's going to play, and I can just get all turned up in the studio. But you are listening to WGVE 88.7. I'm Chelsea Whittington, and this is the C-Whitt Takeover. Yeah. All right, Miss Martin, good job. Hey, little girl, you made it. You told that for me.
And I was sitting in my dream.
What'd you say?
I said, you talked to my phone.
I turned my phone on. Oh, yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm like, if y'all take out of y'all busy schedule to come see me, yes. I mean, if you want to talk about what you think, we're going to hang around. But for the interview portion, we are done. Mr. Martin needs to go to bed. Come on, Mr. Martin. You all, we are in the studio. We got Katrina. McKenya has come in the building. Lake Street Theater is in the house. Jocelyn is hanging in there with me. Yes, when we go on the air. And Natalie Graves is hanging in the studio with us. Y'all, Natalie is the newest one on the roster, and Jocelyn has been keeping her company. Jocelyn meets no strangers ever. And so that's what I love, because the thing about my clients, nobody does the same thing. So nobody's in competition. Nobody else is doing what Natalie does. Nobody else on my team is doing what Jocelyn does. No one is doing what Katrina does. Certainly not doing what McKenya does. McKenya's just all over the place. And Mr. Martin has a whole mission of his own. So let me tell you something real quick before we go back on the air. Mr. Martin, how I know Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin gave me my first job out of college from Howard University. I had worked at the Boys and Girls Clubs in Gearing every summer, or a couple of summers, as the summer worker supervisor. When I actually got my degree from Howard in broadcast journalism, he hired me to be the program coordinator for the journalism program at the Boys and Girls Club in Gary. That was almost 30 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Martin, I'm dating you. He said, whoa. He made... Still look good, and Mr. Martin still looks. Yeah, he was 18. Right. He was 18, and I was like 12 or something like that, right? But in all seriousness, it was the jump off of my career. From there, I went to United Way, which Boys and Girls Club was a United Way agency, and I got my legs in PR there and going on to different other organizations. But how God knows what he's doing when things come full circle.
Contract, but
I was working for peanuts back then,
This lady
literally
was like, yeah, I
peanuts.
used
Just
to
give me
work
some
with
peanuts.
Mr. Martin at the Boys and Girls Club. I was like, this man didn't work with
Everybody. And that's why we're asking that everybody works with Mr. Martin now. Mr. Martin is on a quest to end homelessness or impact the movement. I know he can't end it all by himself. That's why we need all of you. And so when we made the announcement on November 9th, people thought you were crazy, didn't they, Mr. Martin? They said, what?
It was insane. I thought it was insane, but also I understood the purpose and the reason.
Yes, and as the more I work with Mr. Martin on Grace Beyond Borders, I understand the purpose and the reason. And because of Mr. Martin now, I can't turn a homeless person away. You got me outside like, what you need, strangers standing around at the gas station. And, sometimes we be like, oh, go get a job. But it's not that easy. You don't know what this person has gone through, or if they're standing out there in support of their family, trying to feed their family. There are people standing out at I-65 and Route 30 out there will work for food. And we're just blessed. This holiday season, everybody in here has somewhere to go, somewhere warm to sleep, food to eat, gainfully employed, family that loves them, and that's not always the case with everybody. And so I asked Mr. Martin to take a break and come sit in with me so we can talk about it. So we're ready to go in the air, y'all. Put your headphones on, Mr. Martin. Here we go.
It's the Back in the Day Block Party, 88.7 FM and Facebook Live. It's a C-Wit takeover on the Block Party. Who you with?
C-Wit!
They are in here deep, y'all, I'm telling you. And the one who brought them all together. And let me tell you something. This person, she is an absolute jewel. She's an amazing person. And I'm not going to talk long about her because if I do, I'll get emotional. I don't like getting all emotional and all of that. That's mushy stuff. But Chelsea Stalling Whittington is one of God's greatest vessels. And she is so absolutely amazing at what she does and the people that she helps. She goes out of her way to help. She goes beyond the call of duty. She is absolutely what I would consider a national treasure.
Well, thank you. I'll come back next week.
Now, this is the thing. Anybody who can just get the mayor to just come, that's power. She got stroke. That's what it's called. She got stroke. She got favor. She got favor. She got stroke. She wields power because her clients are up in here.
Because they're the dopest.
They are amazing people. So it's
iron sharpens iron.
And
exactly.
I'm like, I can't. First of all, I can't get Chelsea to come up in here.
Because I'm usually at work time of day.
I've been on the air a year and a half now, and Chelsea's been here one time.
Now two.
Okay. It took me a year of begging and pleading and crying on the radio.
But how many people did I send, Carl?
She sends everybody.
Okay.
She sends everybody through here. But every now and then, you don't want just the entree. You want the chef to come in from behind the kitchen.
Jocelyn, you talking your talk.
And so I am grateful that Chelsea is here. I am so grateful that she has brought her client roster with her, because when I tell you they're in here, let me show you. Well, first we got this one right here.
Katrina.
And then we got
Natalie Grays out of Chicago now.
Chi-Town.
And then the evangelist of culinary arts.
There he goes.
And then we've got the man, Mr.
Marcus Martin.
And
we got McKinney Dilworth, Lake Street Theater.
Interesting dynamic here. Mr. Marcus Martin was my first boss when I was in high school. And McKinney was my last boss when I worked for the city.
Wow.
And neither one of them want to keep me around. So.
That is not true. Myths.
Not true.
He's an actor, McKinney, so you should be able to relate.
They're like, hurry up and get this dude out of here. When his contract is over, when his run is up, hurry up.
I thought this was a C-Wit takeover.
Okay, it's the C-Wit takeover.
Takeover. Yes. You have to record that for real. I want that.
I got you.
Okay.
You got it. Okay. So now, enough of me. I'm shutting up, and it is back on Miss Chelsea Stalling Whittington.
We are back here with a phenomenal individual. You was just talking about Marcus Martin, and it's something about his name. You can't just say Marcus, and you just can't say Mr. Martin. You gotta say Marcus Martin, right? Eminem, it all goes together. But he is in the studio, and I will say he originally turned me down because he said, "Now Chelsea, you know I need to get some sleep because of what he's doing. A Night Without a Home campaign where he has committed to sleep in 30 locations where the homeless have slept." And yeah, I know we can just pause for a moment and say, I went to take my dog out last night and was mad. It was
new dog,
free, my new puppy. And I was like, how does Mr. Martin do this? I went back and got a blanket to go over my coat to go chase this puppy around the backyard, which is a whole nother show. But Mr. Martin is doing this, and I want to bring him to the mic to talk more about Grace Beyond Borders and why. Why go this route? Desperate times calls for desperate measures. Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Chelsea C. Whitt, for allowing me to be on the radio with you today, to be part of this fantastic, talented, and gifted group you have here today. For 6 years, Grace Beyond Borders has been out there on the front lines, on the streets, rescuing homeless women, children, and men out of deplorable, unsafe, unbelievable, and uninhabitable conditions by offering them a hand up, not a handout. Last night, I slept in a van near what was an abandoned building where 10 homeless individuals slept. Basement, upstairs, incredible. And I sent photos, pictures today to see what email. But on the other side of town, a woman slept in a car last night. And when she came into our office this morning, I said, wait a minute. I was fully insulated. I had all my thermals on, and she had just this lightweight jacket. And I said, "Wait a minute, what did you have? Did you have a blanket?" "No." "Did you just what?" I said, "You don't have any socks. Your socks are thin." She said, "My feet were so cold." And I thought about it. This is why I do what I'm doing 30 days. It's challenging. It's hard. It's difficult. Sleeping under a bridge by the train track, and trains are coming through. It's difficult in wind chill, single-digit temperature. But that does not even compare with looking in the face, looking in the eyes of a person who's going through some homeless situation that's out of their control. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
So what do you need us to do, Mr. Martin, to help?
I need people. The reason I'm doing the 30 days is to show people the reality of where people are sleeping. There are our invisible neighbors. We don't see them. Now, let me make it clear that there's two groups. You got the panhandlers out there. They're not necessarily homeless. Just be mindful of that. Because the homeless are embarrassed, and oftentimes shame is impacting them. They want to remain out of sight, but they really want help.
Right.
And what I'm doing is, this 30 days is to bring in, our goal is this 8,000 people to skip one meal.
Just one.
One fast food meal, one dinner, just one each month, and donate those proceeds to Grace Beyond Borders. So that we can utilize that funding to fully operate a quality professional staff, trained staff, emergency shelter and transitional center.
Now, currently, you are operating out of the Salvation Army building in East Chicago. What are some of the services that you're able to provide through the kindness of professionals and volunteers?
What we do there, we rent the space from the Salvation Army, and we operate, we do three things there. Our case management, which is critical, handle all the emergencies that come up. Also, we operate, we call a community breakfast forum. One, we want to hear from those who are in homeless situations. We want to hear from the community. So we've been in operation since February 2015 with that program, so over 4 years.
Okay.
And we provide a breakfast. We want to make sure that people have something to eat. Also, we operate our Celebrate Recovery program, one of our programs out of the Salvation Army facility there, and that's to helping individuals with any hurts, hang-ups, or habits. Some are involved in addiction, but the big thing is the adverse childhood experience, the trauma that comes. A lot of it's dealing with sexual assault and things, and a lot of that
abuse
is going on unresolved, unhealed, and so people are self-medicating the best way they can. That's through the street drugs and the alcohol. That's their medication, because no one has been there to help in the system. So we're going to continue. Those are the programs. We just finished up our Thanksgiving community outreach event.
How successful
we almost
was that?
had 200 people there, but
oh wow,
it's just more than we address the total person, the whole person, not just one aspect of the individual. So we dealt with it spiritually. We dealt with the food. We had this spread, but also we had clothes. Men and women clothing for winter. I had a donation of 2 cases of socks from Texas.
oh wow.
From Rowlett, Texas. So we had the women had wool socks, the men had.
And these are things we take for granted, right, Mr. Martin?
Most definitely.
Like what color socks do I want to wear? What kind of shoes do I want to wear? What kind of, just all these accessories, and for them, these are necessities.
These are survival. This is for survival. You got to remember, if you're homeless, think about it. What would you do? You're in survival mode. You have nowhere to go. Okay, I talked with a young man. He says, I sleep here and there. I said, okay. He said, with friends. I said, what happens when the friends don't let you sleep? He says, I'll sleep in an abandoned building. Those were his words. So that's survival. You go wherever you need to go to get out of you want to be in a safe situation. So people walk all night because they're afraid to close their eyes, afraid of danger around them. So in that survival mode, you need clothing. We want to move away from a handout, though, because the handout does not bring them out of their situation.
Yes.
And they continue. Those are nice things to do, and I'm not telling anybody to stop doing those things, but also, we want those people to come into our office where we can help. But most of all, we want the support coming from people so we can begin to operate. I did receive a major gift. I think I shared that with you.
Yes.
And the major gift is pushing us to a level where now we're looking at the property, we can secure it. But we don't want to have a building just sitting there. We need the funding to come in. And just one meal, this is where the likes on Facebook turn into a $5 a month, and this is where the love
help, right?
This is the love and the pat on the backs that I receive. I cannot pay NIFSCO with a pat on the back.
Amen.
I can try and go in the office and say, I got 100 pats on my back today. Can I use that to pay the bill?
And they can, and you cannot.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I want our listeners to do is, because I know they're like, well, how can I help? The website, if I may, is thefaceofgrace.org, because the people who give support Grace Beyond Borders, that's their face. Look in the mirror. You are the face of grace. And Mr. Martin, I saw you on NBC. I saw you on ABC. Heard you on WVON, making sure that we are getting the message out. And now he is in the studio at the whitt takeover at WGVE, Gary's own. And I know that you are going to is it the police station tonight?
Well, 2 places tonight. I have an interview scheduled for 10 o'clock, which again, I missed a little sleep there. But
sorry,
but with the Post Tribune, and we're going to be visiting the vacant house where I stayed, so he wants to see that, and I think that's a good. And then at midnight, I'll be joined by one of my board members, Don Zeidema. We're going to be at the Chicago Police Station. The reason I selected that was last year, at 4 o'clock in the morning on Thanksgiving Eve, I went out just to see, just do a homeless observation, and there were several people sleeping in the police station. So at a little bit after 5 o'clock, I went to a restaurant and purchased coffee and a breakfast sandwich and brought it back to them. And when I didn't wake them up, but once they were fully awake, provided the breakfast for them, which they appreciated. And also, I did a survey, a little short intake survey, and provided them information, inviting them to come to our site and for the other services that we were offering. So this is what we do on the when we go out. The outreach.
See, you make the rest of us. We're all listening like, wow, I'm messing up onions. I'm getting my greens together. But Mr. Martin's on his way to sleep at the police station to help feed those who are in need. And so I am asking the listeners and those who are under the sound of my voice, whether it's on Facebook or on the radio airwaves, to please support this mission. I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures, and if he can sleep outside and sleep in these locations where the homeless have slept, then we certainly can support him with a donation. And with more hands, it makes the load lighter. And so we're not saying, Carl, give $30,000 because you know you got that in your wallet, but we're saying everybody spread it out and give. See, Carl's reaching deep. Look at him in his pockets. But if everybody would just give a little bit, then that's when we get to the goal. And so, Mr. Martin, I know you need to go get a little shut-eye. I want to thank you for coming out to the whitt takeover. I want you to know, I want everybody to hear me say, it's my honor to work with you. You gave me an opportunity for employment many years ago, and now whatever I can do to help to spread the word about this mission and to impact lives and change lives, we're going to get this building. I'm just going to put that out there. We're going to get this building, and we thank the Salvation Army for the whole rental space, but at some point in the near future, be looking for all the whole celebration of the relocation of Grace Beyond Borders. But in the meantime, we ask that you follow on Facebook, Grace Beyond Borders. Also, friend Marcus Martin. He's a great guy to be friends with on Facebook. And please go to thefaceofgrace.org, and you can click on the donate button, and it goes straight to the organization, and people know Mr. Martin in the community. So there's no funny business around this, and you can go look at all his videos from the last 12 nights of where he's been sleeping and what he's been doing for the community. So I'm going to let you go, Mr. Martin, and God bless you, and God bless Mrs. Martin. Because as a spouse, I know we have to shout her out, right, Mr. Martin? You can go ahead. And Miss Adrian, we love you and thank you.
And thank you so much. And I really enjoyed all the guests who were here also. And of course, Carl is just always bringing back positive memories. But thank you so much for allowing me to be present here today on the radio station here. But also, just a reminder that they also can mail their check or money order to Grace Beyond Borders, Post Office Box 927, East Chicago, Indiana 46312. Again, one meal a month. Skip that, and you're saving, you're helping an individual escape out of some very dangerous situations. God bless.
God bless. I see money coming through the airwaves, across the microphone from Carl. There you go, Mr. Martin. See how it works? And he wasn't going to come. See? Thank you, Mr. Martin, so much for being here.
Thank you for your meal, skipping the meal for the month of November, and I really appreciate your kind gift.
This is beautiful. That's what happens in the back of the day block party. The whitt takeover. We're going to go to some more music, and when we come back, we have our last two guests, LaKenya Dilworth and the Jocelyn Kelly of Jay's Breakfast Club. We'll be right back.
Is it a meal a day?
No, 1 meal per month. Just 1 meal. That's all. Just 1 month.
Okay, you're up next.
It'd be $5 to each person. It's up to them. Whatever they want to do.
Take your donations through Facebook?
You totally can.
Then that's what
You ain't gonna praise dance with?
So this is my...
So much with you all.
my wedding song.
Everybody
Came together. Yes.
website
Oh, I
is-
forgot.
website
We're on
Chelsea
Facebook
has.
Live, y'all.
For
I
Grace
got
Beyond Borders is the
I got
Facebook
sidetracked
page.
because the song came on.
Chelsea, the website for Grace Beyond Borders.
Thefaceofgrace.org
Grace.org.
is where we want to give. Thefaceofgrace.org.
Please go listen.
Yeah.
No,
I'll keep going
no
here.
kid is too small. Okay.